waiting for the connect.
I have been following you for ages.
Excellent. Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
There was no button. I'm too old for this stuff. I don't know how to do it.
That's okay. I feel the same. Like some of it, I've had to like readjust my computer screen so that I'm not like down here. I'm like, oh hey, all you can see is my eyes. But so happy to have you.
We did it.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm pretty good. I supposed to be on tour right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
So where are you stationed at the moment?
I am in Arizona.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so I'm in the States.
How are things going down there?
Things are pretty good. I think I'm in Maricopa County, which has like a population of like 5 million. And I think we've only had like 3,300 coronavirus cases and 120 deaths. So seems all right to me.
I guess considering here in Detroit, it's a little bit different. We've got some restrictions, and have you just been staying at home? Have you left at all, or?
I've been staying home for the most part. My wife is super pregnant, as if there's any other kind of pregnant, and I got two. Thank you, and I've got two little ones. So we've been pretty much quarantining for like 7 or 8 weeks now. I'm still going out to the shops to get food, and all of the guys in the band have been quarantining too, so we've met up a few times to write music in the studio, but other than that, we're just kind of staying at home and chilling.
Yeah, so is everybody else in the band also in Arizona?
Everyone except Danny, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and how are all the other guys doing? Like you said, you met up a couple of times, but how are they doing?
I mean, they're still not as cool as me, but they're getting on with it.
Well, of course, no one's as cool as you, so...
I'm glad we agree.
So you guys have a new album, Like a House on Fire, due out in 11 days, actually. So, which is very...
Scary.
It's exciting, and I've been reading up on... obviously, you guys have released a couple of songs, but... how does it feel releasing an album in this current situation of the world? It's certainly different. Like you said, you're supposed to be on tour. So what are your emotions about that?
It's tough because, well, for starters, we were told by our distribution company to postpone the record. They were like, you have to postpone it because there's no physical product going to be available. All the factories have slowed down or stopped production, and so your first week is going to be ruined. And of course, for a production company and stuff, numbers are their number one concern, which is not our concern. So we had a bit of a back and forth with them, and we told them we don't want to postpone it. So eventually they they gave in and they said, okay, fine, release it, be it on your own head. So I'm not too sure what to expect. I don't think we're going to have the best first week and chart as high as we could have done, but that's, like I said, it's not really our concern. We just want to share the new album with our fans and get it out there. The big bummer for me is that we wrote this album specifically with live concerts in mind. We were like, okay, how's this going to sound live? And every single part of the record, we had live shows in mind and audiences and crowd participation and energy, and I was like, oh, so now that that's been taken away from us, it's a little bit gutting. We're pretty upset about that, but you know, as we all know, it's only postponed. It's not, nothing's been cancelled. The world's not ending, so we'll get to go out on tour as soon as we're told we're allowed. We'll be out there.
Well, and with that being said, like you said, the tour has been postponed, but because of all of this, I think people really want new music, because that's what we're doing is we're sitting at home and everyone's saying, hey, send me new music, what have you been listening to? So I think that's really great. And then knowing that the new album is supposed to be interactive with live shows, that might almost just make, when we start doing live shows again, make it even a little bit better, like, you know, build up some anticipation. And you know,
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. I'm excited to just get back out on the road. Honestly, the headline tour that we had on sale across North America, UK, Europe, and Russia was the fastest selling headline tour we've ever had in our career. So we were like, "Go, let's go!" And then it got taken away from us. So we're upset about it. But you know, like you said, I think it will build anticipation. And I actually think in North America, in particular, I think people maybe took shows a little bit for granted because they were so frequent, and so like when there's definitely a noticeable difference, say when we go to like Asia or South America, when you go, people are ecstatic that there's a show happening. They're just going wild. And in the States, and to an extent the UK and Europe too, because you get more shows, people are like, yeah, it's cool, and they have a good time. But there's something a little bit different about it, just because, like, you get the impression that, maybe people don't turn up because they're like, oh, well, I'll catch them next time. It will only be a month, So I think this has kind of been like a good thing to hit the reset button, and people, I mean, even me, I was taking touring for granted. It was like, oh, yeah, I'll be on tour. And now it's gone. I'm like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
I miss tour. I miss live shows. I miss going as a fan. I miss going and playing, and I miss all of it. So I think when we come back, I think the world's going to be just so energized and so ready. And I think rock shows will be back to where rock shows always should have been. For a while there, everyone was going, oh man, look, rap shows are just way wilder than rock shows. But I think this has been like a reset button, and everyone's just waiting to get back to a rock and roll show.
Yeah, I can't wait for us. And I think for the whole U.S., this summer was going to be wild with the number of shows that we had. Like, and for us at the station here giving away tickets, it was like we don't even have time to promote our own shows that we're presenting because there's so many things happening.
Yeah.
I agree that I feel like the same. Like, I've also taken going to concerts for granted, and there's so many times that I met up with a bunch of my radio friends and we didn't even really watch the show because I've seen this band a bunch of times, and now I'm like, I will never take that for granted. That and going to the bar and drinking a draft beer. Like, I will never take that for granted.
I want a steak. Just let me go to a steakhouse. I want some... I mean, not that my wife's not a great cook. She's wonderful, in case you're watching. But I just want a big, fat, juicy steak from a great chef that's not my wife, just because it might taste a little bit different.
Right. Is there anything else that you found outside of the musical world that you feel like, wow, I really took that for granted?
This is going to sound like a strange one, but me being foreign, honestly, my family, we're really close. We talk a lot. We FaceTime. I probably FaceTime my mom like 4 times a day, just so she can see the kids and everything. So we're very much involved in each other's lives, but she was supposed to be here right now. She was supposed to have flown out because my son is due to be born sort of imminently any day now. So she was supposed to be here, and obviously that's not allowed anymore. So I kind of took that for granted. Just travel, just the fact that I'm very spontaneous when I'm not on tour, and I've literally woken up multiple times before and gone, oh, babe, it looks a bit grey outside. Let's go to Hawaii. And I've booked flights for my family to Hawaii, and I've gone on vacation or Disney World or to go see my family in England. And I can't do that anymore. And I definitely took that for granted, just the freedom to travel.
Yeah. Even just like locally, just the freedom to go and do stuff. And you're not supposed to, even be just driving around. Like, just don't even drive around. Just stay at home. And I a couple of weeks ago, it was really nice out here in Detroit. And I was like, I haven't seen the city, like the Detroit proper in so long. And I was like, I'm just going to go drive around. Like, I'm not going to get out of my car. I'm just going to drive around. Like, I just need to see the city. And that's something else that I definitely miss. So.
Yeah. It's definitely a weird situation to be in. I feel like, but there are some people taking it to such extreme lengths. Like, I've seen people on the news literally comparing this to slavery, and I'm like, really? Like,
yeah,
a little bit different here, guys. So some people are going nuts. They're going like really far in one direction. It sucks. It's inconvenient. It's not enjoyable by any means, but it's not the end of the world yet.
It's not the end of the world yet, and I think that I just keep reminding myself that, I am also sitting at home, but you're sitting at home, and our favorite actors are sitting at home, and nobody's doing anything. So there's no one that's like special that gets to travel to Hawaii or gets to travel home and see their family. No one gets to do that. So everybody just relax.
And that's I actually find that quite fascinating and quite cool. The fact that for the first time, definitely in my lifetime and my parents' lifetime, the whole world is going through something together. And if you sit down and just think about the magnitude of that for 1 second, it's like, whoa, that is insane that there's people on the other like the far opposite side of the world to me doing exactly the same thing for the exact same reason. That's pretty nuts. I feel like my kids are going to go to school and this will be a chapter in history books that kids learn about.
Yeah, 100%. And it's crazy that you mentioned that people on the other side of the world, obviously we're in a bit of a couple hour time zone difference, but somebody had commented right when you hopped on, it's 2:00 in the morning wherever they're at overseas, and they're here watching, and that's awesome. But yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. So we'll get through it together, I suppose. But you have kind of launched an acting career, and there's a show called Paradise City that the teaser video just came out just a few days ago. So can we talk about that experience? How was that? I'm super excited to check out this series. Yeah,
that was insane. Like, acting's never anything that I had any interest in growing up or anything like that. I was always too shy, funnily enough. I wasn't very big on being the center of attention, which is funny because of what I do for a living. Right. But I just felt I shot the movie American Satan. I think it's like 4 years ago now. Yeah. And I fell in love with it, and I was like, man, this is fun. This is another way to be creative and artistic, but in a completely different way than music is. And so I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was also so scary. Like, I'd not had an adrenaline rush like that in so long. So I kind of fell in love with it. And the movie came out, and I got picked up by an agent. And the TV show is happening. I filmed a TV show, and it was just such a fun experience. Like, it's so much fun. Like, when I go on tour, I love touring, but I hate touring. Touring is so dull, and it's so boring, and you don't get to actually see the places you're at. But that hour and a half, hour I'm on stage is like the best time of my entire life. It's so much fun, but it's surrounded by all of this, sitting in a dark room somewhere waiting to right. go on and have fun. Whereas the acting for me, and partially because I'm new to it, I'm sure it gets old to people that do it all the time, but all of it was exciting. Like, even if I wasn't filming, I would go and just watch the set being filmed and just meeting all these different people and seeing what goes into making a TV show or a movie. Like, I was just fascinated by it. So it was a really cool experience. And then, like you said, the trailer came out 2 days ago, and it's got millions of views on YouTube already, and it was like trending at like number 30 or something in the world, a trailer for a TV show that's not even out yet. So I was like, that's pretty exciting, Yeah. And I'm seeing like Vogue and People magazine posting about it, and I'm like, whoa, this is nuts. This is so weird. Well, and it seems really cool. Like you said, this is kind of your first, with the movie and this, your first like step into acting, but it's kind of very closely related to what you do, because it's about living the rock star life, right? Yeah, so, yeah. I can't imagine that you had too much difficulty. I wasn't really thrown in at the deep end. What was that? I wasn't really thrown in at the deep end. I was very much in my comfort zone, which is interesting. Actually got more confident on stage from doing this, which is weird. Like, I used to use, it's like a very well-known trick that band members use, where you look at the back of the room, and if you're looking at the back of the room, it looks like you're addressing everybody, but really you can just focus on the back of the room and like go, and it's like, okay, and it takes away some of the edge, some of the jitters and stuff like that. But since acting and since being on camera and having to, it's very all eyes on you when you're acting and you're doing a scene. It's silent, and there's like 100 people around you with boom mics, cameras, makeup, other actors and actresses, and it's dead silent except for you. And it's like, okay, everyone's focusing on you, so you kind of have to get very confident very, very quickly. And I think because of that experience, I walk out on stage now, and I'm way more like almost arrogant. Yeah, I'm fucking here, and I'm like looking at everyone in the eye, and I'm like, you, and I'm here, and we're here together, and it's just, it's so much more fun now. I have so much more fun even performing on stage now. That's good. That's awesome, and I certainly hope that you do more finger guns. I do this all the time. You know what's so funny too? I think about it every time I do it. I'm on stage, I'm supposed to be a quote-unquote rock star, and I'm playing a big rock and roll show, and everyone's doing this, and at the end of every song I go, and I'm like, damn it, you just did the thumbs up again, Ben. What are you doing?
That's cute, though. Yeah, I think, well, and I think the thumbs up is great. I think that's going to see a big comeback. And the finger guns, because I don't know when we're ever going to be able to shake hands again. So
The finger guns, it's their time.
Like, at the next time you're in Detroit and you're doing a meet and greet, it's going to be probably a little bit different. And so we're just going to...
I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So this show and the movie also worked with Andy from Black Veil Brides.
Mm-hmm.
So were you guys kind of friends prior to this? I mean, obviously they're in the rock and roll world. So, and I know he was a big part of American Satan and everything. So What's your relationship like with him?
We're really good friends. We've been friends for a very, very long time. So that's also something that made the transition into acting a little bit easier, just having a friend on set who's also just as unfamiliar with this world as I am. So we kind of had each other's backs. And I'd say before we acted with each other, we were friends. We knew each other. We'd known each other for years. We'd toured together. We were friends. But now I'd say we're really close friends. Like, we didn't really keep in touch between tours before. Now we text, we talk. And I think we have a much more, not that we didn't have respect for each other before, but we definitely have much more mutual respect towards each other now. And we've formed a really, really nice bond and friendship over this, so it's cool.
That's very cool. So where's the show, because people are asking, where's the show going to air, and when does the first episode come out? Do you have those details?
No, I haven't even seen the show. I texted the producer the other day, and I was like, hey, can I see the show? And he didn't text me back. So
I'm guessing like, that's a no.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, where's it going to live? Oh, no, that's why I'm asking. He's like, well, you'll find out soon. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Why aren't I allowed to know anything? Is my character being killed off for season 2? Is that what's happening? So I don't know. But I do know that it's coming out this year. And I do know that he's already talking about hopefully filming season 2 this year. So he must have some pretty big things on the horizon.
Okay, well, we've got the trailer posted up on the website, so you guys can check it out, WRIF.com. I'm super excited about it. It seems like a really fun project, so keep our fingers crossed for a season 2. But other than your acting career and, rock star life, and obviously the new album is coming out, so you guys, what have you been doing in quarantine? I know a lot of bands that we've talked to have been like, wow, we've been writing music, and, because what else are we going to do? But as a band that is about to release an album, I feel like you probably want to take like a little bit of a break from that. So what have you guys been doing musically?
Look at this.
Oh, you are just killing it on the music scene.
I'm writing more music. I've been writing a lot of music, but also I'm taking this time. I'm spending as much time as I can with my kids. I love being a dad so much. It's my number one thing in the world. I would give up everything to continue being a dad. And it's funny because I've been home with my job. I'm home for long stints, and then I'm gone for long stints, and it's got to the point where I think my kids, they understand that and they understand what I do, but I've been home for so long now that bedtime has got really quite difficult. When I try and put my daughter to bed, my son just goes to bed and I'm like, love you. He's like, love you, goes to sleep. But my daughter, she's like, all of a sudden she started crying. She wants to sleep in our room again. I'm like, what's going on, kiddo? Like, and she's worried. She pulls me in every day and she goes, are you going to be here when I wake up, or are you going on tour? So I've been home so long now, she's like preparing herself for me to leave. So I'm trying to tell her, like, kiddo, I'm not going on tour for, I think, quite a long time. She gets so excited. And then the next day it's the same thing again. Like, if I go out the front door, if I go out to the shops, she's distraught. She thinks I'm leaving for tour. So it's going to be interesting when I actually do go back out on tour.
How old is your daughter?
She's 3 turning 4. This September.
Yeah, she's young. She's learning that. What have you been doing to? You said obviously you're hanging out with them, and it's great because a lot of dads and moms and dads that are out on tour don't get to spend that time with their family. But for people who are always at home, I feel like they're having some issues entertaining their kids. So what have you been doing to keep them entertained throughout the day? And
it really, there's a lot of stuff we've been doing. We try and do like school for a little bit. So my daughter's learning how to write, and we've taught them both how to count. We're trying to potty train my son, but he's not having any of it at the moment. So we're just trying to like teach them and help them grow and learn. And up until recently, the weather's been really nice. It's really hot now, so we can't really go outside. But we have like an in-ground trampoline in our yard, so they've been going outside and burning off excess energy and stuff, and lots of hide and seek. Lots and lots of hide and seek, which was all right because they used to be patient. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm coming," and then I would just carry on doing what I was doing and let them hide for ages. But now my daughter's got on, and she'll come out after like 30 seconds and be like, "You're not even looking for us." So lots of hide and seek, and I actually have to seek now.
It seems like you're having fun with it, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Good. So what other, have you been streaming any shows? That's been a big topic of conversation, obviously. Everyone's been streaming either Tiger King or the new season of Ozark. So is there anything you've been watching that you're really into?
Friends, always and forever. I must have watched Friends from start to finish like 500 times. My wife's banned me from it now, though. I have to wait till she falls asleep before I can watch it because I annoy her, because I'll say every single line a second before they say it, and she's like, "Would you just shut the fuck up?" And I'm like, wow, I'm practicing for my acting. But
I'm a huge Friends fan, so that makes me really happy to hear, because I feel like there's a big debate. Like, either you love Friends or you hate Friends and you think it's the dumbest show ever. And I'm a
No. It's either you love Friends or you're stupid. Those are the only two options. My wife just got me. It's like a it's not a board game, it's a game, and it's like a card game, and it has things on the cards that you have to do, but it came with the blue ball from the episode that they're playing catch.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're playing the game, but then it changes, like with whatever the card says. It says like switch hands for 30 goes or whatever, so that's pretty fun.
Okay. Who's your favorite character on the show?
I don't
Who's
have
your
a
favorite main
character,
and then who's your favorite, like, secondary character, I guess?
I don't have a favorite character because I feel like every single season, one of them is like highlighted, and one of them is the star of a particular season. And I think without any one of them, it would be so bad. Like even like season 5 and stuff, when Ross is always complaining, and his hair's all greased back. He's terrible. I don't like Ross in that season.
I hate Ross in that season.
He's fucking annoying. But season 10, he's the best character. He's so good in season 10. So like, I don't have a favorite character. It just depends what season it is. But I kind of like, one of my favorite off characters is Eddie. Remember Eddie when he moves in with Chandler when Joey moves out?
Yeah.
He's so angry about everything and weird, and just I like that a lot too. I also liked when Ben Stiller came in as the angry boyfriend. I thought that was really good too.
Yeah, they always had a lot of great cameos, like Bruce Willis.
They really did. Bruce Willis was unreal. That was season 10, right? Or season 9?
That was towards the end, yeah, because Rachel was dating him. It was Elizabeth's father or whatever.
Yeah,
do you have like a particular favorite episode? Because I've got there's a few episodes in my head that I can recite every word, and to this day I will laugh out loud watching it.
Oh man, I don't know. I really like the episode where Joey gets the turkey stuck in his head. That episode just kills me every time. And I also really like the Joey doesn't share food episode. When he's doesn't share food, and he's out on that date with that chick, and he eats her chocolate cake at the end of the date. Oh man, it just gets me every time. Oh no, actually, I've changed my mind. I like them all. My favorite episode is the one where they go get the fake tan.
Oh my God, where Ross is standing in there and he
I literally fall off my couch laughing every time that happens. It's so good.
That one's great. I think two of my favorite episodes are the one where Joey tries to learn French and Phoebe.
Oh my God, it's so good.
That one's hilarious. And then when Phoebe changes her name to Princess Consuela
Banana Hammock.
And then Paul Rudd is like, well, I've changed my name to Crap Bag.
Crap Bag. Introduce me. My full name. So good. Yeah, Paul Rudd, actually, I forgot. He's probably the greatest secondary character that they introduced. He was so good.
Which one?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He's great. I forgot that he was in a bunch of other shows. Like, did you watch Parks and Rec?
Man, I keep trying so hard to get into Parks and Rec, and because I feel like what's his name, Ron Swanson, right? Everyone's like, he's the greatest character on television, and I see all of these really funny bits of him, So I'm like, okay, I have to watch it. And I'm a big Chris Pratt fan. But every time I start it, I feel like, does Ron Swanson just get bigger roles later on? Because I keep not finishing season 1, so I'm like, I just can't get through it.
Well, so when I first, because I didn't watch it when it was on TV, I watched it on Netflix, and a lot of people told me, they're like, you have to get through the first season, because the first season really sets up, and it's only 6 episodes, but yes, after the first season, Ron has a way bigger role, and he is by far one of the best characters.
I must have tried watching Parks and Rec like 6 times and never made it through season 1. It's so frustrating because I know it's good, and it was the same thing for me with the American Office. I was so against it, and it must have taken like 10 times to get through season 1, because season 1 and 2, obviously The Office is an English show, and Ricky Gervais is a genius. And when season 1 and 2 of The American Office came out, it was verbatim. It was word for word. But all the delivery was wrong, because American humor is so different to English humor. So I would watch the first 2 seasons and just be like offended by how bad they'd represented our show. And I was like, this is so bad. But American and English humor is very different. And American humor is great when that's why Friends is so successful, and Seinfeld. You have so many great shows. But as soon as I managed to finally make it through season 1 and 2, and 3 onwards came on, and it was no longer the English show, it was their own. Season 3 onwards, it's a complete 180. It's a completely different show, and it's so good. I might even say that the American Office season 3 onwards is better than the English Office. It was unreal.
Yeah, you might be the only person from overseas that would say that, but I haven't had a chance yet to watch the UK version of The Office. But I do know that there's, the first couple of seasons were the same. John Krasinski, actually, when he went into audition for that role, he didn't know who he was talking to, and someone had sat down and was like, oh, are you excited to audition for this role? And he was like, I don't know. Americans tend to ruin really great shows, and it happened to be one of like the main producers of the U.S. version of The Office, and they were like, oh, okay, so he almost didn't get the part, but
wow. I'm glad he did.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. So, all right, well, we've been hanging out for a little while, so I'm gonna let you go, but Like a House on Fire, due out in 11 days, so make sure, so there won't be any physical copies of it.
You know what's crazy? We told everyone that there's no, like, the physical pre-orders that they did wouldn't make it in time either, but we managed to get all of the pre-orders in time. So there's going to be no physical products like in stores or anything, but if anyone goes to likeahouseonfire.co, or you can find it through Alexandria.com, and pre-orders a physical copy now, we actually have them on hand. We've been signing them all week, so we're signing all of the physical CDs we have, just to say thank you.
I posted on Facebook signing them. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. So at least the people that pre-ordered the album now through our website, they'll actually get the physical copy, and no one else in the world will. So
awesome. Okay, so we've got that coming out, like I said, May 15th, the new album, and then Paradise City, the trailer's out, and we'll do some research and put the info on our website of where it'll be streaming. And
let me know when you find out.
I will send you an email.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Stay safe out there. We certainly hope to see you soon here in Detroit. And just be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.